So as you guys can see, I just left the house, now I'm in the woods. I haven't been out hiking or scouting in the woods basically all summer. It's just too hot. And as you've seen, I was walking down through here, there's spider webs everywhere, spiders. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So going out in the summer just really isn't something that I do often. And the reason why you've seen me just leave the house and come into the woods, so we just recently moved in. We just recently bought a house and moved in. We haven't even lived here a full month. I have these woods around me. There's something like 50 acres back here that I haven't explored or looked at yet. And I was wanting to make a video today going over a couple pieces of gear that I have tested over the summer. I tested a couple pieces of it a few videos back when we done the kayak camping, and I've also tested some recently when I did a swiftwater rescue class up in Asheville, where I camped 3 or 4 days the whole time I was there, and really got to use the piece of gear really well. Really got to put it through its paces. So the first piece of gear that I'm going to be showing you guys today is this tarp, and I'm just going to give you, I'm going to pull out my phone here and give you guys a little bit of information about it. So packed up like this, it weighs 1.65 pounds. It probably weighs a little more since I have a piece of rope in here as a ridge line. It comes with 6 aluminum tent stakes. It is 10 foot by 10 foot, and it has 8 tie points on the tarp. This an off name brand tarp from Amazon. There is a name on it, but it's something Chinese or Taiwan. I'm not sure. It's definitely from overseas. And I will just say that I bought this tarp because I bought a tarp from another company that was less than ideal for what I expected, and I'll be doing a review on it coming in a few days. But the second thing we're going to be reviewing, or that I'm going to go over, is this tarp. The hammock. This is a Cairo native ultralight hammock, and as you can see here, it's super small, the size of my palm basically. And I do have the stats on this guy. Let's see. So the weight capacity for this thing is 300 pounds. It weighs 6.8 ounces. Open, strung up, it is 108 inches long by 57 inches wide. Packed down, it's 4.3 inches by 5.2 high by 4.3 wide. A little less if you compress it like I have here. I also have some tree straps that I've made down in here, so so the next thing on this guy is going to be the ends here. So this isn't your typical carabiner style. It's got this little toggle on the end, and then the bend here that goes around the tree straps is gusseted, and it's got a loop, so it goes through like this, and then the toggle holds it, which creates a loop. And then so this with this design, you no longer have to carry the carabiners, which I do keep on here just in case I need them. Actually, one was on here to hang it to the outside of the pack because I do use this hammock daily basically, and then this one was just an extra carabiner because you never know when you're going to need it. In the event that I needed to use these to hang the hammock, I could if these were to break or something. Super thin material, I can almost see through it, so I've already definitely ordered a underquilt and a sleeping pad because I do plan to use this hammock for camping purposes, probably up into the winter. It doesn't get extremely brutal here in the southeast, but it gets cold enough. Alright, so you can see behind me here, I've got this set up now. And basically, this doesn't take me a whole lot of time. This took me about 10 minutes to set up. I've done it faster, I've done it slower. But I've got a really pretty much robust way of doing it. And I'll kind of give you all a brief idea on that. So basically, I've just got one ridge line with a bowline tied in it already. I just do a quick slip knot around here. I'll do a marlin spike hitch here, depending on how fast I want to set it up and take it down. And then while we're on this side, so those carabiners I had extra ended up working. I forgot that this tarp has these nylon style eyelets on it. Press it here to a carabiner to the tarp, and then I can make this as tight or as loose as I want it. Guy lines on all four corners, and so this tarp has the 4 nylon eyelets on the corners, and then in the center it actually has another nylon that I could pull tight here if I wanted, or I guess I could go down in the middle to create a pitch so that it would drain water. And so then on this side of the guy line, I've got, I just went around the tree, tied a standard trucker's hitch so I could pull it tight, and then again I'll prusik with a carabiner to the hammock, or to the tarp, to pull it tight. And then for the tarp, basically I've got a piece of 10-foot paracord with a double fisherman knot in it, like if you was going to make it into a prusik. And then it's just girth hitched around the tree like you would do a normal tree, a normal hammock strap. And then here I've got the toggle that I mentioned earlier around here. If I need to, I can shorten this up with a figure 8 like I actually did on this side. I just tied a figure 8 in there, went above the figure 8, and then once I weight this, I'll still be able to untie this figure 8. This is a wear point on both sides, so I'm gonna have to watch this. Rope on rope will be massive amounts of friction, but for no longer than I'm gonna be in it during the night, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's not gonna be moving back and forth a lot, just a lot of weight sitting on it. This is your view looking up and out from laying in the tarp here. It's big. And that's what I like about it. You've got plenty of room. I can still set my little camp chair up and hang out. And actually, when we were at SWR class a few weeks ago, I got to use this all weekend, and it poured rain basically all weekend. So I left the tarp hanging up and the hammock hanging in the tree during the day while we were out doing stuff, and none of my stuff ever got wet. And when I was there, when I had it hung up there, I had it a little bit wider and a little bit taller off the ground. So I actually created enough room. I could sit in my chair and cook dinner under the tarp. So I ended up cooking 2 nights or 3 nights worth of dinner up under the tarp, and 1 or 2 mornings of breakfast up under the tarp. So it ended up working really well. At a price point of like 31 bucks for the tarp, I mean, it's probably the best tarp I've used, and I've used quite a few different tarps, from yard tarps, the trash bags, the ponchos, And this is probably one of the best $30 purchases I've made as far as camping and hiking goes. The hammock, I was never a fan of hammock camping. I tried it years ago. I didn't sleep well. I decided probably 8 months ago that I wanted to try to get back into it, so I've forced myself to sleep in hammocks the last probably 5 times I've gone out camping, and I'm actually starting to get the hang of it. I'm learning how to set the hammock up right to get the best night's sleep. This hammock is it is exactly as it's advertised. It's ultralight, it's small, it's thin. When you put it up in a way that you could lay in it to sleep during the night, it gets kind of tight, so having a sleeping pad and then a sleeping bag in it, there's just a whole lot going on there. It does work. I have spent a whole 4-night camp in it, and I slept really well enough to take 8 hours worth of water classes. So I will give both the tarp and the hammock pretty high ratings, at least an 8 or 9 out of 10 on both. I'm sure, I can't think off the top of my head at the moment what I would do differently with the tarp. With the hammock, I maybe would make it just a little bit longer, so when you put weight in it, it doesn't try to shrink up on you. But as far as the tarp, I may even give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, best bang for your buck, 31 bucks. Usually they say you get what you pay for, and over time this thing may start ripping and breaking down, but as of right now, I've been pretty rough on it. I pull tight on these guy lines to get it good and taut so the water runs, and it hasn't showed any signs of fatigue yet, so hopefully it'll stay that way. And then again, the wear points for the tree straps. Now I know a lot of people don't like using the paracord for the tree straps, but it works, and it's ultralight. It eliminates the need for carabiners, and that's at the end of the day, that's what I'm shooting. I have a bag here, and actually I've been working over the last few months to build that into a bag. It's going to be a 1 to 3 day 72-hour bag. It's going to have hammock, rain fly, underquilt, pillow, clothes. Basically, I could grab that bag and I could go into the woods for 3 days and be completely fine while maintaining a reasonable weight, something ideally in the range of 20 pounds. And so in the next few weeks, once I get all of the gear organized in the bag and I've tried out a couple of the new things, I will do a whole video on the contents of that bag. A lot of people call them get home bags, and I do have other bags that I consider bug out bags or get home bags, and this one will stay with me pretty much wherever I go, but I consider it more of a just everything bag. It'll have clothes, it'll have food. I'm looking at some sort of cook system, maybe like a JetBull, but that would be more light, more ultralight. Anyways, I will link the tarp. I will link the tarp in the description, and I will link the website for the hammock in the description as well. You guys tell me what kind of tarp and hammock setups you use. I know there's a bunch of different things on the market nowadays, from name brand Enos to jungle hammocks. I know there's a lot of different off-name brands that work very well that people are using. So y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know what kind of setups you're using. If you've got a YouTube and you've got videos out on your channel of those things, let me know about it. I'll go give you guys a watch and let you know what I think about your setup. Well, guys, I appreciate you for following along in this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Damn these woods in the summertime. Bugs everywhere, eat up by mosquitoes. yellow jacket. I'm sure if I look around I can find some snakes. Solid deer trail though. And then that's where they come up the hill right into the corner of my yard.